A waitress answered a call in English in front of a billionaire. The next day, she was fired. She never should have picked up that phone. A waitress at one of Los Angeles's most exclusive rooftop restaurants answered a call in English in front of a billionaire. To her, it was just a quick conversation. To him, it was a betrayal, a revelation, something she should have never said out loud. By the next day, she was gone, fired, vanished like she never worked there at all. The rooftop, patio at the skyline shimmered under soft string lights as dusk settled over downtown. Jazz drifted through the air, mixing with the quiet clinks of glass and silverware. Emma Reed slipped between white linen tables with silent precision. Her navy apron was crisp, her smile polite but tired. Just another night, serving the city's elite, with nothing but sore feet and empty tips to show for it. Table 3's asking about the caviar again, she whispered to Drew at the bar, rolling her eyes. Tell him it's still from the Caspian Sea, Drew snorted. Tell him it's magical, might get you a decent tip this time. Emma forced a laugh, her phone buzzing quietly in her apron pocket. St. Luke's Medical Center. Again. Her heart skipped. She'd have to step aside soon. Then the elevator chimed, heads turned. Even the manager straightened his blazer and adjusted his tie. Eyes sharp, people. That's Blake Carrington, he muttered under his breath. Emma froze. Blake Carrington? As in Carrington Tech? One of the youngest billionaires in America, rumored to be worth more than some countries. He stepped onto the patio like he owned the skyline. Sharp suit, cold eyes, money oozing from every pore. A woman trailed behind him, glossy hair, flawless makeup, and a dress that probably cost more than Emma's entire apartment. His date. Or maybe just arm candy for the night. Behind them, a silent man with an iPad and a wired earpiece, clearly some kind of executive assistant, scanned the scene like he was guarding national secrets. And, as luck would have it, Emma was assigned to their table. She walked up, heart racing, clutching her notepad like a lifeline. Good evening. Welcome to the skyline. May I start you off with something to drink? Blake didn't look at her. 9:45. Mouton. If it's not on the list, find something better, the woman smirked. Sparkling water, chilled, not frozen. Emma nodded and turned, just as her phone buzzed again. Instinct, worry, habit. She stepped behind the bar and quickly answered, barely above a whisper. Hello? This is Emma. She spoke in English. Calm. But what she said next, someone heard. It, and that one sentence, changed everything. Emma tucked her phone away, her hands trembling just slightly. She told herself it was fine. No one was paying attention. Just another service call. Just another moment in a long, exhausting shift. But, from across the patio, someone had heard her. Not Blake. Not the icy billionaire, too busy swirling vintage wine and brokering billion-dollar deals with a glance. No, it was the assistant, tall, stern, watching, listening. His eyes had flickered, just for a second, when Emma spoke. She didn't notice. Emma returned to their table, forcing a smile as she poured the wine with practiced elegance. The assistant leaned into Blake, whispered something too quiet to catch. Blake paused, looked up, looked directly at Emma. Where are you from? He asked suddenly. His voice cut, through the air like a blade. Emma blinked. Brooklyn. Born and raised. He nodded slowly, but the look he gave her, it wasn't casual. It was suspicious. The rest of the dinner passed in a blur. Emma moved like a ghost, trying not to draw attention. But something had shifted. The air around that table felt cold. By closing time, the patio was empty, chairs flipped, lights dimmed. Emma clocked out, tossed on her hoodie, and stepped into the night, exhausted but relieved. She had no idea what was waiting for her. No clue that by morning her keycard wouldn't work, that her name would be scrubbed from the schedule, that a manager she'd worked under for 3 years would look her in the eye and say, "I'm sorry. It's out of my hands." And the worst part? No explanation. No warning. No proof. Just silence. Like she never existed at all. Emma stood outside the restaurant entrance the next morning, badge in hand, confusion etched across her face. She scanned. Her ID card again. Red light. Again. Access denied. What the? She muttered. Inside, she could see the morning crew setting up. She tapped the glass. Janelle, the hostess, looked up, then quickly looked away. Seconds later, the assistant. Manager Steve came out. Clipboard in hand. Nervous. Emma, can I talk to you for a second? She followed him around the side of the building, her heart already sinking. We're letting you go, he said, like he was reading off a cue card. Effective immediately, her throat went dry. What? Why? I've been here 3 years. No warnings, no write-ups. What did I do? Steve wouldn't meet her eyes. It came from corporate. Said there was a complaint filed late last night. About something you said. Emma's stomach twisted. I didn't say anything. I just took orders. I was professional, like always. He hesitated, then lowered his voice. They said you answered a personal call during service, that you disclosed sensitive information. Emma blinked. What? That's insane. I was just checking in on my brother. He's in the hospital. Steve shook his head. I'm sorry, Emma. It's out of my hands. He handed her a final paycheck envelope and stepped back, like she was radioactive. She stood there, stunned, as the door locked behind her. But it didn't make sense. What had she said? Who could have even cared? Then her mind flashed back to the table, to Blake Carrington, to his assistant, the one who had stared her down like she'd triggered an alarm, and a chill crept over her skin. There was something she'd said on that call, something they heard, and whatever it was, it cost her everything. But Emma had no idea. It was just the beginning. Emma didn't go home. She couldn't. Instead, she wandered the block in a daze, replaying everything she said on that call. Word for word. Yeah, Dr. Perez said the surgery's been pushed up. He's flying in from Zurich. It's costing a fortune, but we don't have a choice. That was it. Nothing confidential, nothing illegal, just a sister worried about her brother, unless someone recognized that name. Dr. Perez, Zurich. She'd said it casually, but to the wrong ears. Could it have meant something else? She pulled out her phone, searched Dr. Perez Zurich. Second result, Milo Perez, neurologist, former DARPA consultant, private sector since 2022, works exclusively with high-clearance clientele. Emma's stomach dropped. She had no idea her brother's doctor was that kind of specialist. Was Blake connected to that name somehow? Was it a code? A threat? That night, she barely slept. By morning, her apartment buzzer rang. She didn't answer, but a note slid under the door. You shouldn't have said that name. Typed. No signature, no return address. Emma's breath caught in her throat. She rushed to the window. No one in sight. Just a black town car idling across the street, engine running, windows tinted. And for the first time, Emma understood. She wasn't just fired. She'd been flagged, marked. And somewhere behind the glass towers and boardroom doors, someone was watching, and they weren't finished with her yet. Emma had 2 choices, run or find out the truth. She chose the second. Using a friend's login at the hospital where her brother was staying, Emma pulled up Milo Perez's credentials. One detail jumped out immediately. On extended assignment, client, private U.S. intelligence partnership, liaison, Carrington Industries. Her blood ran cold. Carrington Industries. So Blake knew exactly who Dr. Perez was. And he must have assumed Emma wasn't just some waitress. He thought she was planted, a leak, a spy. Emma wasn't just collateral damage. She'd been targeted. That's when she remembered something strange. From the night of the firing. Her brother's hospital room, normally under standard security, had a new guard posted outside. No badge, no hospital ID, just standing there, watching. Emma returned to St. Luke's that afternoon, trying to play it cool. But the guard was gone, and her brother wasn't in his room. "Excuse me," she asked the nurse at the station, trying to mask the panic in her voice. "Where's Ryan Reed?" "Room 428. The nurse frowned. "He was transferred this morning." "To where?" I don't have access to that information." Emma leaned in. "That's my brother. What do you mean you don't have access?" "I'm sorry." Emma backed away slowly, her pulse thudding in her ears. Transferred. No explanation, no paperwork, no warning. Someone had moved him, covered the trail, and suddenly it wasn't just about a phone call. It wasn't even about Emma anymore. They had taken her brother, and now Emma wasn't just a fired waitress. She was the only person who knew he was missing, and the only one who cared enough to find out why. Emma sat alone in the tiny laundromat near her apartment. It was past midnight. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead. Her hoodie smelled like grease from 3 shifts ago. Her hands trembled. She hadn't spoken to anyone in days. No job, no answers, no one willing to believe her. And her brother, her only family, gone. Erased like he never existed. She stared down at her phone, scrolling through messages she'd already read 100 times. Hospital bills, late rent warnings, a voicemail from Ryan left the day before he disappeared. "Don't worry about me, Em. You've always been the strong one." She wasn't. Not anymore. She'd done everything right, played by the rules, worked hard, stayed invisible, and it got her fired, followed, and now hunted for something she didn't even understand. She could walk away. Forget it all. Let it go and disappear like they wanted her to. But then the thought hit her. If she didn't fight, who would? Ryan couldn't. He was gone. And if Carrington Industries could make her vanish this easily, how many others had they already erased? Emma's hands curled into fists. She wasn't a waitress anymore. She was a witness, and maybe, just maybe, that made her dangerous. But then came the worst realization of all, to get her brother back, to expose the truth. She might have to become the kind of person she never wanted to be, the kind who lies, breaks laws, uses people, fights dirty, because that's how people like Blake Carrington play the game. And if she wanted to win, she'd have to play it better. Emma knew what she had to do. She uploaded the file to a flash drive, hospital logs, appointment records, encrypted emails she'd scraped using her friend's admin access. It was risky, illegal, but it was proof that Ryan wasn't just moved, he was taken, that Carrington Industries had ties to covert medical programs through shell companies, and that she had been caught in the crossfire. She sent it anonymously to a journalist at the Ledger, a woman who'd exposed a pharmaceutical cover-up the year before. Then she did something even bolder. She walked straight into Carrington Industries headquarters. No disguise, no lies, just fire in her eyes. The marble lobby swallowed her whole. Security stopped her at the elevator. But she wasn't trying to sneak in. She asked for him, by name. "Blake Carrington. Tell him Emma Reed is here. He'll know who I am." There was a pause, then a nod, a call. A door unlocked. They brought her upstairs. His office was glass and steel, suspended over the city like a throne. He turned slowly as she entered. Cold, unreadable. "You made a lot of noise," he said quietly. Emma didn't flinch. "You took my brother. I protected national interests." She slammed a folder on the desk. Copies of the same files she'd sent to the press. Not anymore. He looked at the papers, then back at her. "You don't know what you're involved in." "I didn't. Now I do." For a long moment, silence stretched between them. Just the sound of her own heartbeat pounding. Finally, Blake's jaw tightened. "You'll be a liability to a lot of powerful people." Emma leaned forward. Then they should be scared. Just then, his assistant burst in, phone in hand. "Sir, the ledger just published." Blake's face went pale. And in that moment, Emma knew she'd won. Not the war, not yet, but the first battle. She lit the match, and everything was about to burn. The fallout was immediate. Carrington Industries' stock plummeted. Federal investigations launched. 3 executives quietly stepped down. Blake wasn't seen in public for weeks. And Ryan? Emma got a call 2 days later. A blocked number, just one sentence. "He's safe. Discharged. You'll find him in Vermont." She drove through the night. No sleep, no GPS, just instinct. And when she pulled into that quiet rehab facility on the edge of a forest road, there he was. Thinner, tired, but alive. "Em?" His voice cracked like he hadn't used it in days. She ran to him, and for the first time in weeks, she let herself cry. In the months that followed, Emma kept a low profile. She got a job at a nonprofit, off the books, helping whistleblowers come forward. No press, no interviews. She didn't need fame. She just wanted the truth to matter again. Some nights, she still got those feelings. The chill, the weight, the wondering if someone was watching. But she never looked away from it. Because she wasn't that invisible waitress anymore. She was the girl who stood up. The one who didn't stay quiet. And somewhere, behind glass towers and locked doors, people still whispered her name, not as a threat, not as a problem, but as a warning. If you have something to hide, she's already seen it, and she's not afraid of you. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to smash that thumbs up. And hit subscribe for more unforgettable, emotional, and viral true stories. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell us, where in the world are you watching from?